Stampers, Jackie Ballheis from Klompen Stampers coming to you from Zeeland, Michigan. I have a super fun and easy fun fold for you. As you know, it's all about stamping made simple, and even fun folds can be simple. So this is the card I'm going to show you today, and it opens up like so. I believe they call these a Z fold. You can kind of see from the side there. It really is simple to do, and that's what I want to show you today. So let's go ahead, flip the camera around so I can get started. Here's the card up close. You can see how it opens like so. I believe they call it a Z fold. You can see from the side, I think that's where it gets the name Z fold. But it's super easy to do, and I want to show you the scoring and also want to show you how to stamp with this new Abstract Impressions stamp set. I think you're going to really like it because it's easy to get a fun look with. So first, let's start out by scoring our card. We've got our Simply Scored here, and I have a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, one of our new colors that actually was an old in color that's come back, and it's beautiful. Our piece is 11 by 4 1/4, so regular card size if we were to just fold it in half. And we're going to go ahead and score this at 2 3/4 and then come out here to 5 1/2. Now, if you forget these measurements, I will have them all listed in the blog post that goes along with this card. The measurements not only for scoring, but of all the parts and pieces of this card and all the supplies that I've used for it. So now we can go ahead and fold on those marks. I always like to use my bone folder to get a really nice crisp fold in there. And then this piece is going to come up like so. So we'll do that. And this will be the base of our card. Now let's set that one aside. Next, we're going to take a piece of our gray granite. Now this one is 3 1/4 by 10, and we're going to score this one at 4 1/2. So we'll come out to here, and then again at 7 1/4. So this is going to come down like so. And again, we'll just use our bone folder, get some good folds in there. And then this piece is going to come up. So this will fold like so. And then when we put the two of these together, it's going to open up like that. And I'll show you some tips for adhering them in just a second. So those are the two bases of our card. Now before we go any further, I want to go ahead and emboss the top part of this. You can see on my original card, just the top is embossed. Now this is the new scallop stripes, I believe it's called, embossing folder. So we're going to go ahead and make sure you have the Stampin' Up logo up. That way the main image will be pressed up how we want it. And we're going to stick it in here just with that fold, okay, the halfway mark here, right at the edge. And because it is stripes, you want to make sure you've got it straight. You can see through there. And then we'll go ahead and run that through the Big Shot. There we go. Now because we did score and fold this first, it'll just fold right back on those marks. So our card is ready to go like so. So we're done with the Simply Scored. Now we're ready to do some stamping. So my pieces here of Whisper White are, we got 4 1/4 by 3, and then we have two pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3. Now again, I'll have these measurements for you, so don't worry about that. And I've taken my stamps and I've put them on blocks here for you. But when you look at the stamp set, you'll notice that for this flower, there's actually 3 pieces. There's the biggest, boldest one, and then I call this one the medium one, and then the fine detail. I like to go from boldest to more fine detail. So this will be stamp number 1, number 2, number 3. Now some people like to use different colors when they stamp with a 2-step or 3-step stamp like that. Personally, I like to use the same color because I think it all coordinates better that way. So here's our most bold one, which we're calling this number 1. And I'm just going to ink it up in Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to stamp it on my scrap paper 2 times. So it's going to be 1, 2, and onto my cardstock for 3. Ink it up again, 1, 2, 3, and then ink it up 1, 2, 3. Then we're taking stamp number 2, which is kind of the medium one as far as boldness, and we're going to ink that one up, and this time we're going to go 1, 2. So it's a little bit, it's one shade darker, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Now I found with this stamp set, there really isn't, or maybe there is, I just haven't taken the time to figure it out, but I don't think there's a perfect place that you have to place it. So don't get all hung up on, ooh, which way does it go? Because it's going to look great no matter how you do it. That's why they kind of call it an abstract one. So for stamp number 3, the most detail, we're going to take right off the stamp pad and right to our cardstock. So we're gonna stamp that one 3 times like so. Now you can see when you look up close, we really have 3 different shades of that flirty flamingo in there by just using the one stamp pad. So for our leaves, we've got 2 pieces to our leaves. I got them on this block here. And again, we're gonna start with the most solid one, ink it up. I'm using Coastal Cabana on my scrap paper once and then to my card. So 1, 2. This is only a 2-step stamp, so we only have to stamp this one. We only need 1 shade lighter, I guess would be the best way. Then for the detailed piece, we're going to go ahead and take this one right off of that stamp pad. So we'll ink it up in Coastal Cabana and then stamp it right on top of those leaves. And again, I'm not worrying about being absolutely perfect. It's abstract, and that's the look we're trying to achieve. So there we go with those 3 flowers. Then we're gonna switch over here to crushed curry, and I've got this flower. I guess you'd call it a posy. I love stamping flowers, but I can't grow them, so I don't know the right names and the right colors, so I just do what I like. We're gonna ink this one up, and we're gonna stamp it off 1 time, and we're going to just kind of fill in some of these spots here with some of these posies. So we'll get some all the way around. We'll stick a couple there. And why don't we do a couple there? Notice how I've kind of been turning my paper so I get them going in different directions. You know, don't try to make your hand into a pretzel. Just spin your paper around. And then this, there is a little like double leaf. Actually, I think this is part of the butterfly, but it works perfect for a little leaf for these posies. And we're going to just go from our Coastal Cabana. And we're not going to put leaves on all of them because we don't want it too, muddied up. Sometimes we can just get too much stamping going. I don't want to do that. So we'll just pick a few random ones, stamp it there, stamp it there. So there's the main part of our image. Now for our greeting, we're just going to grab our memento block, and I'm using all words that are in part of the stamp set. Kindness changes everything. Guys, this stamp set is it's super fun. It's super easy. You can do it in any colors. You could do these in bold brights, more soft subtles, whatever you like. So we're going to just go with this nice dark black right in the center there. Get a good black image, and look at how that pops. So there is the top part, and that's going to just go onto our smoky slate, smoky slate. No, what did I say? Gray granite. Got the wrong color going there. There. So now we've got our 2 other pieces that we're going to go ahead and stamp these as well. There we go. We're ready for our greetings on these. Now I want to show you a little tip for greetings because I'm one that really likes to make sure I get my greetings on straight. So part of it's in how you mount your stamp to your block. So what I like to do with the photopolymer, because they make it super easy, is I'll take my stamp and I will lay it on my grid paper because I can see through it. I can get those words nice and straight right along the line. Then I can take my block, and when I pick up that stamp, I make sure I'm lining either the top or the bottom of the block with another grid line. That way I know it's straight on the stamp. And if you're ever in doubt, or you want to check yourself, ink it up, stamp on the grid paper. Now line up the edge of your stamp with a line here. And you can see that I'm a smidgen crooked there, but it is pretty straight right along those lines, and that's what I'm going for. So let's go ahead and stamp our greetings on these 2 pieces. There we go, and we're ready to adhere these to our gray granite. I just can't get this color right. These new colors are kind of given me a challenge as far as remembering them. So I'm using my Tombow adhesive. Okay, my favorite adhesive, as you guys know if you follow me. Don't put too much, it doesn't take a lot. And we're gonna stick those on all 3 pieces like so. There's the 3rd one. There we go. So there is our inside card, and then here is our card base. Now to glue this on, what I did is I first took this back piece, which is going to be adhered onto here, and I put adhesive just on this piece. And then make sure when you can see this, we want to kind of slide it in there. Does that make sense? So can you see what I'm doing there? Because we don't want to glue this top piece down at all. But now we can kind of center it with this all closed. It's kind of hard to describe. Okay, get it on there now. When we open, you can see this part's not adhered down, but my thank you layer is. Now, close it up, and you kind of visualize the half of this where you want adhesive, because you don't want that adhesive too far down. Go up a little, make it a little short, if anything. And then close your card again and close this piece like so. And there we go. That is how simple the Z-fold card is. You can look at our original one again here. And I did just tie a little piece of ribbon around there. But there you go. I hope you like this. I love this stamp set. I just think it's so fun and fresh. So if you don't already have the stamp set, you definitely want to put this on your want list. So what do you think? Was it easy enough? Remember, it's all about stamping made simple. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to go to my blog post, because I have a list of all the supplies I use, but more importantly, all the dimensions for both cutting your cardstock and scoring your cardstock. The link to that blog post will be in the description of this video so that you can easily find it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you. And if you need to order Stampin' Up! Products, especially this Abstract Impressions, because guys, you want this set. It's beautiful and it'll work great in so many different colors and for so many different occasions. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Order and have you place your order through me. There'll be a link in the description to the video of that as well. So again, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I have lots more videos coming to you. I love to share Stamping Made Simple cards with you. So until I get to stamp with you again, have a stamp happy day.